back to some more Umineko When They Cry. So, where we last left off, you know, Rosa decides to explain her story of how she met, you know, the witch Beatrice, the witch of the forest, that is, before this whole shenanigans happened later on. This Beatrice from the past is very different compared to Rosa's doll. And this music is pretty peaceful, I could say. So right now they're about to go out more than just a short walk. Gonna go out way away from the mansion of the forest. So I don't think I want to explain in a further elaboration. So continue. I'd only planned on inviting her to go on a short walk, but she kept looking over her shoulder at the mansion as though she was seriously worrying over the decision. Then I learned what she was preparing herself for.
わらわはもうここは嫌だ。外へ出たい。そしてわらわが何者で、この世界はどうなっていて、わらわは何のために生まれてきたのかを知りたい。
He's asking so who she is, what is going on, and why what is she created to serve, her purpose. I didn't know what her life had been like before then. It was probably something she couldn't express easily. If it was harsh, she just had to say she wanted to escape. If it was sweet, she just had to say to stay. For example, maybe it was like how a hot fireplace on a winter day makes the air get thicker and thicker, giving you a headache. Even though you know you shouldn't keep things the way they are, you still need courage to open the window and be tormented by the cold wind. Yeah, I wonder what Kinzo did to her. Like, I don't think I want to know. Tormented by the cold wind. She was starting to realize that she couldn't stay there forever. She was starting to realize that she had to go outside someday. But since she didn't know about the outside world, she must have needed courage to take that unspeakable first step outside. And despite that, she had made her decision. She'd voiced her decision to go outside, a decision she was probably making for the first time in her life. I hesitated for a moment. Father had decided that she should live here. It was like Father's beloved bird in a cage. If I just let her escape, Father might scold me harshly.
見たい。何を？
See what?
動物園が見たいのだ。
I believe Beatrice has a good look on her face for once. And I mean, this is her past self. Comparing to her scary expressions. That don't scare me, it just amuse me. I was just a little surprised when she finally gave me a gentle smile. Could that have been a far-sightedness brought about by her decision to venture out from her cage? It was a smile so gentle I couldn't imagine that it had come from that once dark face.
そなたと話すと知らないことばかり出てくる。わらわは学校なるものもわからぬし、動物園も知らぬ。映画館も知らぬ。遊園地も知らぬ。そしてそれを知りたいと心の底から思う。そなたはわらわをそこへ連れて行ってくれるのか？
Dang, he wants to go on an adventure really badly. I was nervous about how I could keep it a secret from Father, but her face looked so happy, so I went along with her and nodded. But she seemed not to notice the meaning behind my vague smile. She seemed to believe that I'd really take her to all those places. She was pure and genuine. She'd probably never been tricked by anyone. No, maybe it's better to say that she never learned how to doubt. Her smile was somehow radiant, yet pathetic. I wanted to find a way to grant her modest wish.
わらわはもうベアトリーチェは嫌だ。わらわが何者なのか知りたい。ベアトリーチェではない新しい人間を始めたい。だからここから連れ出してほしい。もう紅茶もいらぬ。ドレスもいらぬ。金蔵とも二度と会わぬ。ここよりわらわを連れ出してくれ。ローザ。
You don't need tea, don't need this. If she don't need this dress, she could just change the dress off with them, but I don't know. However, that responsibility was one that a child like me couldn't hope to fully bear. Still, when I saw her serious gaze, along with that brilliant smile that made it look as though a possessing spirit had left her, I could feel a little curse start to rise up inside me. This was definitely something that would get me into a lot of trouble, and yet, it was definitely the right thing to do. I'll take her out, but I'll take her away from here. Of course, I won't be able to talk to father, not mother either. Could I talk to Oni-sama or One-sama? No. What about that reliable Genji-san? Or, that's right. What about Kumasawa-san, to whom I can always talk when I'm in trouble? I'm sure they'll be able to do something. Anyway, for now, I'll take her out of here. This was already a place you didn't want to be. What, you don't want to explore the hidden mansion? No, I guess not. You'll get in further trouble. You know, I guess what they say, curiosity kills the cat. So I took her to the crack in the fence and led her outside. She was all nervous, checking to make sure there were no wolves around. But once that fear disappeared, even just walking around this dense forest seemed to be fun somehow. Every time she found something, she'd ask me about it. They were all really trivial things. What's that flower? What's that leaf? And that sound? And that smell? It really was like the inside of that fence had been her entire world. So, now that she traveled beyond the limits of her world, it's strange. When I first saw her, I really thought she was the witch herself, relaxing inside the witch's mansion. But now it was different, or actually the complete opposite. She'd left the world she believed to be finite, and was overjoyed at the realization that the world was endless, something she never thought of before. So everything she saw was new. It was almost as though she was the one who had been thrown into a fairy tale. If she was Alice, then I felt almost like a rabbit holding a watch. To her, it was probably a really fun walk, filled to the brim with excitement, but was actually at a loss of what to do. After all, I walked randomly to get there. Of course, I didn't know the way back to our mansion, obviously, because you just stumble upon to the back, to know the way back to our mansion. There were no lights in the forest, and I hadn't brought a flashlight. Going in unprepared. What a mad lad. I realized it would be terrible if it got dark while we were still like this, and grew impatient. It was too innocent, and apparently she could not understand at all how frightening it would be to face the night inside the forest. But I was the one who brought her outside. I had to take responsibility somehow and solve the situation. So I had a thought. Let's go out to the ocean for now. If we then follow the beach around, we should eventually make it back to the mansion. However, that was more of a problem than I had imagined. I didn't have a map or a compass. There was no way I could walk in a straight line through an uncultivated forest, and I immediately lost my sense of direction. I already had no clue which trail I had to come by and was completely lost. Yeah, you could have just find. I don't know what you could do. I was completely lost. At this rate, night would definitely fall before I had a clue where to walk. This was no time to cry. After all, that woman following behind me was so innocent and having so much fun. So I definitely had to lead the way through this forest, for the sake of her smile as well. Gritting my teeth so that she didn't see me look troubled, I pushed my way through the woods, advancing down a path that wasn't a path. Oh, this looks a little too dangerous, especially with Beatrice wearing a dress in this environment. Then, after going through various troubles, I fortunately managed to reach the ocean. At that time, I still didn't even have a clue where I was on the island, but for the time being, I was just a little reassured, realizing that if I just went around this way, I would surely be able to return to the mansion. However, though I had reached the ocean, we were at the top of a rock cliff. Oh my god. Could turn back. You could just, turn back around and find another way. We were at the top of a rock cliff. The beach was far below us. I was tired from walking around the forest for so long, so I figured that an open area, even a rocky beach, would probably be much easier to walk in. So I suggested that we go down that rocky cliff somehow. It looked pretty dangerous, but I figured there was no other way. However, Beatrice agreed to my plan without any doubts. Wow. Beatrice, she has no further concerns of herself before taking any actions, huh? Without any doubt. Even though she was probably older than me, she meekly obeyed, almost as though she were some kind of chick who thought I was her mother. I searched to see if there was some part of the cliff I'd be able to get down. Then, I found a place where the cliff had fallen over and made a slope. It looked a little dangerous, but if I went down using both hands and both legs, like I was crawling, I thought it'd probably be okay.
ここを降りましょう。気をつけないと危ないけど。とにかく海岸に降りて、あとは沿って歩けば、もう迷わずに済むと思うの。うん。ローザがそうするのならそうしようぞ。
And the thing about it is, this logic, right? She's wearing a dress, going down a cliff, and the worst part is she is more likely to wear heels, so I can feel this is gonna go pretty wrong from here. If that's what you're doing, I'll go too.
わらわは迷うとやらも楽しいぞ。とても愉快だ。
She really loves danger. She really had no sense of danger. Exactly. There was probably no doubt she'd lived a life without discomfort. Even though she knew it would get dark when night fell, she couldn't imagine how dangerous the inside of a forest could be without a light. Furthermore, it seemed that she couldn't grasp at all how dangerous it might be if she fell down from the cliff. I warned her repeatedly to be careful. I cautiously examined our potential route down. It seemed to be quite a long drop. I think it might have been about 10 meters down. If you looked at it from the bottom up, it would probably have looked shorter than the roof of the mansion. But looking from the top, it felt almost like staring down from the observation room on Tokyo Tower. But Beatrice still appeared to be completely without fear. It felt as though she had never even been taught that high places were dangerous. No, maybe she believed that she was a witch, that she could fly, so there wasn't any need to worry. I mean, she did say she has no magic or any powers. I mean, look at you being a badass. So there wasn't any need to worry.
気をつけてくださいね。結構高いから。うん。気をつけるぞ。下へ降りたら海があるな。そこに水族館があるのか？いえ、この島には水族館はないですよ。でも、海にはたくさんの魚がいると思います。 そうか。魚はいるのか。そなたが話してくれた、クジラとかイルカとかペンギンとかはいるのか。
We gotta go to SeaWorld.
いえ、そういうのは水族館に行かないといないです。水族館は島を出ないとないですよ。
そうなのか。だが楽しみだ。クジラとはどんな魚なのか。
すっごく大きな魚で、あれ、哺乳類かな。
Obviously, sea mammals.
それで潮を吹いたりします。
ほう。ならばイルカは。
頭のいい魚で、あれ、これも哺乳類だっけ。とても頭が良くて芸とかを覚えられるんですよ。
ほほう。ならばペンギンはどうなのか。
ペンギン。
あれ、これは鳥類だっけ。
なんだ。水族館なのにさっきから魚が出てこんぞ。
まあ魚だけでなくいろいろな海の生き物がいっぱいいるんですよ。
Ocean wildlife.
ほほう。それはとても楽しみだ。
This is like the most slice of life thing that I will see in this third episode. And this is the past life too.
Huh?
What? He let out what might have been a funny, rushed, and short cry. No, it was probably a scream. It came right out of the blue. Her body separated from the cliff and silently fell. Wait, oh man, way to make it high expected that not like she's gonna fall. Of course it's dangerous for her, especially what she wears too. Silently fell. I immediately wanted to say something to her. I wanted to say, didn't I tell you to be more careful? It was the thought of a child. It was how a child immediately gets mad when something bad happens, trying to find an excuse to show it wasn't their fault. Of course, I said it out loud. Are you okay? Didn't I warn you over and over? Oh boy, and she fell to her death.
崖から落ちてどうなったんだ。彼女はどうしたんだ、ローザ。
Okay, so here's the issue of this scene right here, and I can really think of a few theories. So I can't tell whether Rosa will be painted the bad guy for this, but it says in the past summary that Beatrice doesn't want to be holed up in the hidden mansion, but she wanted to go out. But right here, she wanted to go out and explore new things. Was this staged? Was this part of the setup where Beatrice wanted to reincarnate to be powerful? Or did Rosa just, did this to just kill her and be part of fault intentionally? Rosa fell silent. Her gaze dropped to her feet, as though she were seeing through the floor into some disgusting memory.
死んだのね。
Eva's brutal words were the ones Rosa had most wanted to avoid, and when she was hit with them, she screamed in resignation.
死んだわ。岩浜だったもの。尖った危険な岩がたくさんむき出しになっていた。目を見開いたまますごい血が溢れ出して、たちまち真っ赤な絨毯を広げていった。
I wonder how that would be animated. I wonder that is part of the anime. I haven't watched the anime, so.
声をかけたわ。揺さぶったわ。でも彼女は返事はおろか、瞬きすらも。いいえ、まぶたを閉じることさえしてくれなかった。私が悪いのよ。彼女はドレス姿だったのよ。あんな動きにくい格好なのを知っていたのに、私が歌舞伎を降りようなんて言ってしまったから。
What was the phrase? You win stupid games, you win stupid prizes. That's the thing with Rosa. That's the thing with Rosa, right there. Like, instead of going through the longer, safer route, she just had to go through the one route that is, you know, a risky shortcut.
彼女はすごい素直だったから、私の言うことに何の疑いもせずに従って。
Well, you are sure gonna be accused of murder for this one eventually.
いつまで死んでいるつもりか。
Oh, now this is the antagonist version of Beatrice this time.
いい加減に目を覚ませ。まったく、わらわの預かり知れぬところで勝手に肉塊に姿を変えようって。
おめえのとこの太もも姉ちゃんとイチャついてただけだぜ。それより、これはどういうことだ？
Well,
見たままよ。わらわは足を踏み外して転落し、死んだ。
obviously.
なんだと？
He's like, the hell?
19人目として登場しておきながら死んだだと。
Alright, we are back due to another interruption of course. So, where we last left off, Beatrice decided to, wanting to leave the premise of the mansion of the forest while being escorted by Rosa. And you know, hard to tell whether I should not like Rosa or not, but this happened when Rosa was a kid. And Beatrice, for some reason, like, even though she's like a full-grown adult, she does like, she takes risks regardless of the consequences. So, and then she died by falling off a cliff while trying to climb down. Even though Rosa wanted even despite the wanting to take the long path, they decided to take the most risky shortcut instead. That's what happened. But, you know, I don't want to go into further detail. Just ridiculous. It's like either Beatrice wanted it from the very start, but apparently, like, she wasn't within the. I mean, while within the husk of the flesh, it's like she acted like she's an amnesiac, but when she died, now it's while she's free, she regains her memories.
19人目として登場しておきながら死んだだと。 ふざけるな。そんなわけはない。ローザおばさんは子供だったし、焦ってた。
Yeah, but still, that's kind of stupid to decide that risk.
医者がいたわけでもない。多分、死んだと誤解しただけで、お前は多分、仮死状態か何かで生きていたんだ。
Before I do anything, gotta fix the little music there. I always mistakenly thought you were dead and you were probably alive and pretending to be dead.
そうだろ。
Well, here's the thing though, if the rock... What? How can you pretend to die from the rocks unless the rocks are like, you know... Unless the body's unless the body of flesh is strong enough to, you know, withstand that. I don't know I forgot what thoughts I was gonna say when I tried re-recording. It can't be true. She's gotta be alive. Otherwise, how can she be here? The kid-aged Aunt Rosa shook Beatrice's body, crying. I stared into that face too. But her eyes were still open, and it really was a corpse. I wanted to dodge the issue by saying something vague like, "We must be playing dead," but no matter how I looked at it, it didn't look fake at all. It really did look like she was dead. Beatrice had fallen upside down from a cliff at that height, and her head had smashed against the pointed tip of those sharp rocks. You would die, wouldn't you, after landing on those rocks from that height? But I couldn't accept it. No matter how dead she looked, she had to be alive. And she went on to become this damn irritating witch. That makes all the inconsistencies fit. Grandfather must have kept her confined constantly in a hidden mansion. Then, to take revenge for that, she committed several atrocious murders. Aunt Rosa probably just mistakenly thought she was dead, but she was actually alive, and as soon as Aunt Rosa left, would miraculously breathe again. Then, she somehow lived on until today, and opened the curtain on her revenge drama. Otherwise, the facts don't fit together.
そう簡単には騙されねえぞ。赤で復唱できるか？確かに死んだと。どうせ生きてるんだろ？見え見えだぜ。
それのどこが生きているように見えるというのか。
I'm sorry, Valor, but how do you fall? You can't like survive from a fall this tall, from up that high on a cliff. Like her head got smashed into into a rocky beach. Sharp rocks too.
間違いなく死んでいる。
It's definitely dead. My theory that the 19th person was grandfather's mistress, a human Beatrice, had been defeated. I had planned to strike back from a defensive position, but...
なら、お前は何者だってんだ？
Good question.
お前はたった今、死んだんだろうが。まさか魔法で蘇ったとか言い出すんじゃねえだろうな。
すでに説明したと思うがな。そこに倒れているわらわは確かに魂はわらわだが、その体はわらわをうつしおへつなぎ止めておく肉の檻に過ぎなかったと。そしてその肉の檻がこうして壊れた。
それがどういうことかわかるか？
もうさっぱりだぜ。
So you remained in the body of an amnesiac. I have no words.
好きなだけ魔女っ子トークに興じろよ。チャカの代わりに聞いてやら。なんだ、空っぽか。
It's empty.
おい、紅茶のおかわりを頼むぜ。
Man, we really need some more tea for this, huh? Freaking man, why you gotta make that face just for that?
ロノウェ、客人が紅茶をお望みだ。
When Beato clapped her hands, Ronald appeared. Butlers sure are convenient.
おかわりですね。かしこまりました。どの程度お継ぎしましょうか。
どうせチャカがボリューム満点だろうからよ。半分でいいぜ。
それでもなみなみとお入れするのが英国式でございますよ。
Even though just enough to wet my throat would have been fine, he filled it to the top. Yeah. It's not like he's thirsty and all. No pun intended. I turned my back to Beato, sipping it in silence.
ちょっと目を覚ましてよ。ビアトリーチェ。
Rosa shook me. No, shook the corpse that had once been me. I watched over her from a short distance away. Yes, your own spirit just escaped from that. Ah, so I fell from there and died. For a while, I believed that was true. I saw Rosa spend a long time beside my corpse, then watched her as she ran away. Eventually, I realized that I was a different individual from that corpse.
そうか。わらわは、わらわか。ようやく、金蔵の戒めから逃れられたのか。
Eventually, I felt the memory returning. That I was an endless witch who had lived for 1,000 years. Then, I remembered that I'd been summoned by Kinzo and that I'd been imprisoned by him for a long time. While being imprisoned in the cage of flesh, I completely lost my memory of the witch. That's a long-ass time, if you ask me, as a witch. However, thanks to Rosa, if you could say that, thanks to my accidental death, I now finally regained myself.
ローザ、そなたはわらわを死なせてしまったと後悔しているだろうが。
Probably gonna regret it for quite a long time. But if there's gonna be karma involved.
わらわにとっては感謝したいくらいよ。
Not gonna lie, that's kind of a weird way of thanking her for a tragic accident, a freak accident. Oh boy, what is going on? I couldn't see Rosa anymore. Did she go to call a doctor, or was she so terrified that she ran away? It no longer matters. That soulless shell no longer has any value. And yet, I'm so frail now. Even this glorious midday sun is agony to me. I destroyed my human form. Then I changed it into several gold butterflies. Yes, with my magical power as frail as it is now, this form is easier to maintain. You know, turn into butterflies and float up into the sky. To escape even a little from the light of the sun, I rode the wind and gently flew up the side of the cliff. It will probably be a bit cooler in the forest. Anyway, I'll take some time to recuperate and regain my former power, as I ponder how to make Kinzo pay up all he owes me. Kinzo gonna get that payback. Dancing alone through the air, I looked down at the shore one more time. On the rocky shore lay the figure of what had once been me, the figure I would eventually regain. To regain the form of that physical body I had thrown away, it would probably take more than 100, 200 days, and it might require 1,000 days or perhaps even more. However, I am the Endless Witch, the Golden Witch who has lived for 1,000 years. Waiting any countable number of days would be no problem. Oh, Kinzo, regret that you are not here now. No longer will you be able to capture me. Butterflies remaining in the forest. Just a cackle while having the peaceful music.
それで、お前は黄金の蝶に姿を変え、森の中に潜んで魔力が回復するのを待った。ってのか？
That's a way of saying of hibernating in the forest.
そういうことだ。そなたを嘲笑するためにこの姿をとるが、本来は蝶たちの姿でいた方が魔力的には楽なのだ。
無理しねえで楽な格好で嫌がれよ。ムカつく笑い声を聞かずに済むぜ。
Wait a minute. You just said you can't even stand her laugh. Okay then.
蝶に姿を変え、森に紛れたわらわを探し出すことなど、もはや金蔵には不可能なこと。だが、金蔵も指を加えているわけではなかった。しかし、わらわを捕らえる方法はすぐに用意はできぬ。そのため、まずはわらわをこの島から逃さぬ方法。
Wow. All the way down. Oh, the heck? Oh, yeah. No longer. Hmm.
そして、わらわが力を取り戻すことがないよう、即座に手を打ったのだ。やれやれ。とにかく金蔵の執念深いことと言ったら、想像を絶する。あれに惚れられるのも、なかなかに辛いものだぞ。
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that he has a hard-on for the witch.
蝶になったお前を逃がさない方法？なんだよ。森全体に蚊帳でも張ったってのか？
I wouldn't be surprised considering she turned into butterflies using a net.
うん。
Oh, wow.
それを魔法的に行ったのだ。そなたは知っておるか？船着き場の先の洋上に岩礁が浮かび、そこに小さな東洋魔術の祠があることを。
ああ、あれか。今年はなくなってたけどな。 昔、修験者が作ってったとかいう祠なんだろ？
Shugenja. The shrine. I was pretty sure a couple episodes ago, or maybe like, was it episode 1 and episode 2 that it got mentioned, it got washed away?
六軒島は元来、歪みのある島でございます。魔力的な存在や、それに類した存在を引きつけます。お嬢様も、そんなうちのお一人でございましょうね。
Rokenjima sure is a bit of a magical trip there.
紅茶のおかわりはいかがですか？
いただこうぞ。それらは人間たちに害をなし、おそらく数々の不気味なる伝承を残してきたであろう。それを聞きつけた東洋魔術師が古代に設けたのがあの祠なのだ。長い時間を経て、その力は失われておった。金蔵はそれを修復することで、島の結界を蘇らせ、わらわを再び島に縛り付けたのだ。
Pretty crafty, huh? Ain't no ordinary old man. He's a crafty one, that's for sure.
西洋魔女のお前に、東洋の魔法なんて通じるのかよ。
本来は相性が悪い。
Yeah, how can all that magic on Western fantasy?
しかしわらわを封じたいという目的においては、ある意味都合が良かっただろうな。わらわも西洋魔術であれば心得がある。どのような結界であっても何かの手が打てたであろう。しかし東洋魔術は専門外よ。
So Beatrice has knowledge of Western magic. Okay, maybe Battler has some knowledge about the Eastern stuff too. But this is both opposition, so I doubt that can work together.
わらわが飲まんとするスープに対し、スプーンではなく箸を与えられたようなものだ。
Chopsticks instead of a spoon for some soup. Okay. Another metaphor that I feel flabbergasted about. Depends on what kind of soup. Is it like ramen? Whatever. I'm not gonna question.
東洋魔術が強く支配する空間では、西洋魔術はひどく力を失います。ただでさえ、千日はかけたであろう力を取り戻す時間を、さらに長くかけねばならなかったのです。
You gotta wait for an eternity by now.
それで、約20年かけて魔力を取り戻し、今こうして蘇ったって言いたいのか？
辛く長い年月であった。わらわは黄金の蝶の姿のまま長く日々を送り、金蔵の屋敷を見つけ、奴の日常を見守った。
Damn. Surveillance of the entire mansion of his.
どのように仕返しをしてやろうか。それを思案することだけを日々の楽しみに生きてきた。
What a revenge plan.
わらわにとって幸運だったのは、その間の20年間。金蔵はわらわを探し出し、捕らえるあらゆる秘術にことごとく失敗した点だったか。 人間に起こせる奇跡の数など、たかが知れている。わらわをあれだけ長く捉えていただけでも、十分に身に過ぎた奇跡だ。そう何度も捉えられてはたまらぬわ。
じいさまが前のゲームだかで言ってたな。魔法は確率的奇跡に宿る。みたいなことをよ。
Magic lies in the miracle of probability. What is this, some RNG? Was Kenzo low-key playing gacha or something?
うん。金蔵はわらわを再び捕らえる秘術を探るうちに、そこに行き着いたのだ。そして、13人の生贄を捧げることで、わらわを再び蘇らせる儀式を、ついに編み出したのだ。
Oh, yes. It's that.
13人の生贄。
それが魔女の碑文。生贄の歌でございます。第1の番に6人。第2の番に2人。そして、第4の番から第8の番にかけて5人。合計13人の生贄を捧げる、禁じられた儀式。その生贄はランダムに決められ、儀式を執り行う金蔵自身も例外にはなりません。
So right, even Kenzo wait a minute. So you mean to tell me Kenzo was responsible for all this? That's the funny thing about the first episode too. First episode he got killed off. So that's, yeah. So here's the thing: if he made that in the first place, then yeah, he's going to be chosen no matter what. That's a bit of a double-edged sword there. But yeah, I was right on the part with the sacrifices were to be chosen randomly, because the first and second episode, the sacrifices were chosen at random.
バカ野郎。
Dumbass.
この島で起こったあの凄惨な殺人が、全部、おかしな儀式だって言うのかよ。
Seems like it. I'd had a vague idea that this might be the case, but I couldn't just hear that it was true from a witch and a demon and say, "Oh, really?" and accept it.
六軒島には18人いる。13人が生贄に捧げられ、5人だけが生き残る。そしてわらわは蘇る。つまり、金蔵がわらわに再び会える確率は、だいたい3分の1といったところか。
Wait, then how did you include yourself in this one certain parts in the second episode? Oh, I don't know.
その確率に自らの命を落とし、残りわずかな寿命の最後の一瞬に、わらわとの再会を望んだのだ。
そのふざけた儀式のために、俺たち親族が集められたってのかよ。ふざけやがって。いい加減なことを抜かすんじゃねえ。
もとより契約の通りだ。金蔵の生を終えるとき、貸し与えた黄金と、そして金蔵が生み出した財産のすべてを、わらわがもらい受けることになっておる。 金蔵には散々煮え湯を飲まされたが、今となってはこの1000年でも稀な時間だった。何しろ魔女の天敵は退屈よ。それから逃れることのできる数十年間を提供した金蔵には、なるほど、それも含めて借りがあるやもしれぬ。
You're gonna get back at him for wasting all those years. Okay, okay.
わらわは金蔵のゲームに乗ることにした。そしてまず、金蔵は後ろ宮家当主の指輪をわらわに返却する。わらわの黄金で復興させた家だからな。そして13人の生贄を気まぐれに決めるのだ。そしてその過程でお前たちが右往左往し、わらわに立ち向かおうと様々な人間模様を見せてくれることは、わらわにとって非常に愉快なことだ。
Sure is a fun game.
わらわはこの金蔵のゲームを実に気に入っている。
It sure is the best video game that I ever seen. God. This is like a 1/3 chance of staying alive. This is a gotcha of life and death, to be honest.
Ah! そんな魔法話は絶対信じねえぞ。じゃあお前は誰なんだ？お前は崖から転落して死んだんだろうが。魂が抜け出して蝶になって森へ？そんなのあるわけねえだろうが。
It's like some fantasy story from a light novel.
だがお前はここにいる。誰だってんだ。お前こそが19人目じゃねえのかよ。
そうであるな。わらわこそが19人目であろうな。
So now you admitted that you're the 19th person.
だがダメだぜ。全然ダメだ。この六軒島に19人以上の人間は存在しない。
Right. Oh, wait, no. Oh, There are no more than 18 humans on this Rokujima.
なんだってお
Yeah, because you fell off a cliff and died, you're no more than you're not the 19th person anymore. Well, I guess, you can thank Rosa for that. I guess. I don't know if I would hate her for that. Which is kind of a weird way to hate her, but still.
ってことは、18人プラス X の X は存在しないってのかよ。俺が取ったコマ X は存在しないってのかよ。
Have I said something really stupid in the past couple parts? Maybe, I don't know. The butler just sitting in the back is just like, oh man, you really fooled yourself this time.
そういうことになります。実にご愁傷様ですよ。しかし、お嬢様も手がお早いですな。もう少し泳がせて、 最後にひっくり返すものとばかり思っておりました。さてバトラス様、紅茶のおかわりはもう結構ですか？
We're gonna have a 24-hour a day tea party, huh?
いらねえよ、畜生！俺は信じないぞ。18人の中に犯人がいるわけねえ。じゃあお前は何なんだよ。どうしてここにいるんだよ。19人目が存在しないってんなら、お前は18人の誰かの変装だって言うのかよ。
Are you like disguising one of the cousin's parents, maybe? I mean, surely you have the power to shapeshift. Well, I could be wrong. I mean, if you can dissolve yourself into butterflies, then I don't know what.
そなたにとってしぶしぶとではあっても、18人の誰かを疑うことが最後の逃げ道、キャスリングとなるであろうな。しかし、わらわはここからが難しいのだ。そなたはなりふりさえ捨てれば、18人もの人間を自在に犯人に仕立て上げられる。その18人の駒をくぐり抜け、わらわを認めさせチェックメイトに至るのは実に難しいことよ。
そんなことするもんか。18人の誰も疑わない。疑いたくない。またここに追い込まれちまったのか。畜生、畜生、畜生。
三度に及んだそなたとのゲームも、いよいよ終盤戦のようではないか。もう逃げ場はないぞ。お前の大好きな18人を疑いたくないだろう。わらわがそれをかぶってやるぞ。なのになぜわらわを拒むのか。序盤は本のように、中盤は魔術師のように、そして終盤は機械のようにさせとな。
The opening like a book, the middle game like a magician, and the end game like a machine.
これより詰めるぞ。ゆっくりじっくり確実にな。
Like a serial killer going for its prey.
いや、それともそなたにふさわしく一気に畳みかけるのが良いのか。そなたにはそれが似合うだろう。そうしよう。すでにそなたの苦手とする攻め方も知り抜いておるわ。
Well, Battler, it is nice meeting you all. Oh man, how can we go up against her at a time like this? Crazy. Oh, we're back at the mansion again. Alright. There's the servants in the servant room. Oh, storage with Shannon. Gonna skip that. begins. The discussion of the older adults in the dining hall. Kenzo and his failure as usual. What kind of shenanigans am I gonna see this time? What am I gonna see? Probably gonna be like something mixed up as usual for this first six. Ends from there. Oh wow, the clock just struck midnight. Oh boy. I'm scared. But the game, oh, Sunday, October 5th, 1986. It is midnight. The beginning of the ritual.
さて、この度のゲームはどう転ぶのか。委ねるもよし、抗うもよし。いずれにせよ、わしに残されたわずかの命を賭すに値する実に楽しい宴よ。
In his dimly lit study, occasionally brightened by lightning, Kenzo kept mumbling and laughing to himself. Alright, I think this is a good time to end it from here. Like this. There we go. Alright, next part. Let's see what happens within the midnight. So, like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys later. Have a good one.